In the small, quiet town of Hollowbrook, 5 friends, Lily, Alex, Emily, Lucas, and Mia, found themselves facing an unimaginable horror. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting eerie shadows across the streets as the first signs of the zombie apocalypse began to reveal themselves. It all began on a seemingly normal evening, as the friends gathered at Lily's house for their weekly game night. Laughter and friendly banter filled the air as they settled in for a night of fun. Unbeknownst to them, news of a strange virus had been spreading rapidly, turning people into mindless, flesh-hungry creatures. As they played board games and exchanged stories, the power suddenly flickered and died, plunging the house into darkness. Confused, they grabbed their phones, only to find that there was no signal. Lucas, always the tech-savvy one, suggested they tune into the emergency radio station for information. Static crackled through the radio, and then a voice came through, shaky and panicked. "Stay indoors. Lock all doors and windows. Do not go outside after sunset. I repeat, do not go outside after sunset. There have been reports of violent attacks." Nervous glances were exchanged among the group. Before they could fully process the warning, a loud crash echoed from outside. Startled, they rushed to the windows, peeking out. In the dim light, they saw their neighbor, Mr. Anderson, stumbling towards the house with a grotesque gait. His eyes were empty, his skin pallid, and his clothes torn. "That's Mr. Anderson," Emily gasped, her voice quivering. "But what's wrong with him?" Mia whispered, gripping the curtains tightly. Suddenly, Mr. Anderson let out an inhuman groan and lunged at the window. The friends stumbled back in terror as his face slammed against the glass, his teeth gnashing wildly. "We need to leave," Alex urged, his voice tense. They retreated to the living room, their minds racing. They needed a plan, and they needed it fast. Lucas, thinking quickly, suggested they gather supplies from their homes before the sun set completely. It was a dangerous idea, but they knew they couldn't stay trapped in Lily's house forever. With hearts pounding, they slipped out one by one, their steps cautious and quiet. The town that had once been so familiar was now shrouded in darkness and dread. Abandoned cars littered the streets, and distant screams carried on the wind. As they reached their homes, each friend encountered their own horrors, the undead roaming the streets, the echoes of desperate cries, the feeling of being hunted. They grabbed food, water, weapons, anything that could help them survive. The minutes felt like hours as they made their way back to Lily's house, their fears now tangible and real. By the time they reconvened, the moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the town. The friends barricaded themselves in, their hearts heavy with the weight of what had befallen their world. They listened to the radio updates, hoping for a glimmer of hope. Days turned into weeks, and the group's dynamic shifted from fear to determination. They devised plans for escape, scouted for safer locations, and honed their skills in dispatching the undead. Their bond grew stronger as they faced unimaginable challenges together. But as the weeks wore on, their supplies dwindled, and hope seemed further away. One fateful night, they made the difficult decision to leave Hollowbrook in search of a rumored survivor haven up north. With heavy hearts, they bid their shelter goodbye. The road ahead was treacherous, fraught with danger at every turn. They faced hordes of zombies, encountered ruthless scavengers, and battled their own moments of doubt. Yet, they pressed on, drawing strength from one another and the memories of their old lives. As they approached the survivor haven, A sense of anticipation mixed with anxiety settled over the group. What would they find there? Would it truly be a safe haven, or would it be another shattered dream? The climax of their journey loomed, and the friends were about to step into the unknown, armed not just with weapons, but with the unbreakable bond they had forged in the crucible of the zombie apocalypse.